Hey, good Friday evening, everybody. Red Sox collector Dan McGraw here, making a quick video. I want to show off some items in my mail day today, including 14, yes, 14 new autographed photos from the same seller that I purchased from a couple of weeks ago, and a beautiful Hall of Fame relic card of a guy I don't have too many of. So I wanted to show that stuff off, and then I just want to do a quick tribute to Tommy Lasorda, who passed away today. Lasorda, of course, a great Dodgers manager, and being a Red Sox fan, you're probably thinking, well, what do you care? But I always admired the guy, always liked him as a manager. I've never at any point in my life considered myself a Dodger fan, even when the Red Sox maybe weren't good. I always, even when the Red Sox aren't in the postseason, I always try to pick a team that I'd like to see win it. And as often as the Dodgers have been in the postseason in the last 10 years, I've never once said I want the Dodgers to win it, including this year when they finally did win it. So, just to talk a little bit about some memories of Tommy Lasorda that I have personally. So let's start off with today's mail day. I picked up 14 individually signed autographed 8x10s from the 1994 Sox Fest. If you see my videos prior, you see that I got about, I think it was 11 different players a couple weeks ago from the same seller, and then this seller notified me he would be listing some more. And he was listing them as low as 99 cents or $1.99. I can't remember. I didn't pay any more than $3 for any of these, and I only paid about $6 for shipping and handling for all of them. So I'm just going to flip through them real quick. I've kind of got a separate binder because I've got 25 different ones of this 94 Sox Fest. So I've just put them into a small binder, and I'll keep them in there separate from my regular Red Sox 8x10 autographs. So let's go through these real quick here. First one is Bill Hall. That's a really big signature for the name Bill Hall, so he really stretches out that signature pretty well. Next one is, let me see if I can do this without having to lift this up, get my mug out of the picture here. This one is of Tim Naring. That one is Coach Gary Allenson, also a former player. And then we have Jose Melendez, Jeff Richardson, Scott Fletcher, Nate Minchie, Mike Easler, former coach and former player. And then we have Bob Melvin, current manager of the Oakland A's, very successful manager. And then we have Scott Bankhead, another coach, Mr. Mike Rourke, another coach, Mr. Frank White, who had a great career with the Kansas City Royals as a player. And we have Ken Ryan, who was their closer in the mid-90s for a few years. And last, John Flaherty, who was a backup catcher his whole career, basically had more success with the Yankees than the Red Sox. And Chris Howard. So those are the ones I picked up today, and I had picked up, like I said, 11 last week. So I've gone ahead and put them in their own binder. Sorry, here, I'm kind of moving around trying to get everything working here. One disadvantage of using the laptop to do videos, I guess I probably didn't plan that out very well, but the card that I received in the mail today is from 2005. It is a Donruss Signature Series, and it is of the great Ted Williams. This is a patch card, black patch. Don't know if it's from the number. Could be the t-shirt he's wearing underneath the uniform. They don't really specify. Might just be a swatch. It is not serial numbered, but I don't have a lot of Ted Williams swatch cards. So this one's kind of cool. Always like to add anything Ted Williams to the collection. I bought this about 3.5, 4 weeks ago, so it took a little while to come in, but I only said the postmark on the label was December 30th, so the seller didn't actually ship it for almost a little more than 2 weeks after I purchased it. So it is what it is. I got it. It arrived safely. I bought so many things that I really don't even care. I don't even pay attention anymore as to what stuff is still out there. I do because I want to make sure that I get it, but I'm not counting days anymore. It's just not worth it. And the last thing I want to talk about on this video is a little Tommy Lasorda talk. And like I mentioned before, I'm sure most of you have heard that Lasorda passed away today. I don't know how old he was. I think he was in his mid to late 80s. Another Hall of Famer. Um, and I believe the first Hall of Famer of 2021. We had a rash of Hall of Famers passing last year. Most of them in the second half of the year, too. So we lost another one today. The image of Tommy Lasorda that sticks in my head as a baseball fan is probably his reaction in the 1988 World Series against Oakland after Kirk Gibson hit the walk-off home run off Dennis Eckersley when he came running out of the dugout like a little kid, pumping his fists up and down in the air, pumping his arms up and down in the air, and he just looked like he was looking for somebody to hug. And those are the kinds of memories that I've seen over the years in baseball that kind of stick in my head. And that was always such a cool memory to me. I mean, that was such an iconic home run. Probably one of the most important, probably a top 10, easily a top 10 baseball memory in my lifetime. Kind of pairs up with things like probably the things I remember the best are Sid Bream sliding into home plate to put the Braves in the World Series in that ninth inning comeback on that Fernando Cabrera. Was it Fernando Cabrera? I don't even remember what the guy's name was, but something like that got that game-winning hit. Obviously, that home run. Mark McGwire hitting home run number 62 in 1998. Cal Ripken playing in his 2,131 first consecutive game. One memory that I have of my earlier childhood is when Kai Yastrzemski played his last game at Fenway Park when he ran around the stadium, something that Cal Ripken also did in his record-breaking consecutive games played game also. But I remember that specifically watching that on TV when I was 8 or 9 years old. Well, I probably just turned 9 at the time because it was in 1983. Joe Carter's walk-off home run to win the World Series in 1993 against the Phillies. Luis Gonzalez's bloop single to beat the Yankees in 2001. Stuff like that. You remember those big iconic moments in baseball history. And obviously for me as a Red Sox fan, the grounder back to Folk, flips to Minkiewicz for the first time in 86 years, blah, blah, blah. The Red Sox won the World Series. 2007 when Papelbon struck out, drawing a blank on who the guy was from Colorado, but he struck the guy out, Brad Hopp, I want to say it was, and, threw his glove up in the air and jumped up in the air. And the same token, I remember the 86 World Series with Jesse Orosco striking out Marty Barrett and throwing his glove up in the air. And, did that glove ever come back down to earth, I guess was the question. So some great Red Sox memories, but just great baseball memories. And for me, that Tommy Lasorda image sticks in my mind as much as Kurt Gibson running around the bases, doing this as he's running around the bases. So that's a cool memory of Tommy Lasorda for me. Sad to see another Hall of Famer go. He'll be remembered, like I said, to you Dodger fans out there, geez, Mikey, Caesar. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. You know who you are. I'm totally drawing a blank on Pepino Man. Thank you. The other big Dodger fans that I know of out there. I'm sure they'll have some stories about Tommy Lasorda as well. I think it's kind of cool to share a memory about these players as they pass. And unfortunately, we're getting to share a lot of memories lately. And he'll be remembered by Dodger fans and baseball fans for a long time. So rest in peace, Tommy. You were great for the game of baseball. That's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody's support. And we will see you again in another couple of days. Take care, everybody.